It's the 2022 Lancaster Archery Classic here from the Spooky Nook Sports Complex in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Welcome everyone to the broadcast booth. I'm Greg White, sitting alongside Rio Wild, who shot Olympic recurve for 5 years of his illustrious career. And the stage is being set right now for Olympic recurve, and we have some heavy hitters here in Pennsylvania.
Yep, we have Olympians, world champions. I mean, we got a long list of what's going to come up on stage.
Let's take a look at what this tournament is all about. So in our shoot-up rules, the top four have qualified. The rank ties are broken by 11s. It's a bottom-up format. So number 4 is going to shoot against number 3, and then they're going to advance to shoot against number 2, and then whoever wins that will go to shoot against the number 1. New for 2022 is this max points of 136 because there's a 12 ring in play, a 1.5 centimeter white dot. Now it's available for you once per end. There's 4 ends, but you have to call for it. There's a button on stage. We're going to show you about that. But when the red light turns on, you're calling for that 12 ring, and that means it is in play. And we have seen it used to perfection a couple times so far already. But now let's get to the third member of our broadcast team, Rob Koffold, who's going to introduce the archers to the field of play.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our 4th place qualifier coming into through the eliminations. He qualified as 11th during the qualification round. Geiss Broxma from Ruinen, the Netherlands. Let's give it up for Geiss. Comes the whole way from the Netherlands. And he'll be facing Michele Frangilli from Italy. Making his way here. Miguel is from a famous family in Italy. Makes the Gilo bows that we all know. Very familiar to everyone in barebow and also in Olympic recurve.
You also have the choice to shoot first or second?
First.
You're going to shoot first?
Yes.
All right, so the judge is going over how they're going to shoot. This is 18 meters from where the archers stand to the target, which is just about 20 yards. For those in the United States, it's our typical indoor range. 20 yards is just a couple of inches longer than 18 meters. So in essence, we look at the same thing. 18 meters, of course, the World Archery Rules, which this tournament follows closely in terms of specifications of your bow, different classes, things like that. So we have a nice little battle going on here between the Netherlands and Italy. And Michele will go first. Frangilli.
And he has a little different style. He actually hooks his thumb behind his neck as he shoots. But it has worked amazing for him through his whole career. He's a world outdoor champion, 2003, New York, out in the park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that tournament.
11.
Well, they come out here to play for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a heck of a shot from Geiss.
Well, the Netherlands has a pretty heavy, they have a bunch of good archers there for as little a country as it is. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Their depth.
Oh, man. What is going on here? Is this compound?
I definitely wouldn't want to be shooting against them right now.
9.
There's the first little hiccup, you can say.
Frangilli on his own, meaning he doesn't have a coach in the box. Very experienced, knows what he's up to.
10,
Wow.
Looks like 311s out of the
like
gate.
311s to me. What a 33. That is putting the pressure on young Geiss.
9.
And this is a little different format than they'd usually face during like World Archery stuff too, because it's a set system there where the lead of points here would be erased, where at Lancaster, those points will carry over all the way through the whole match.
If you can, please tell us about your bow.
Is my bow Gilo GT, Limbs Gilo G88. I use my stabilizer also, Gilo GS9, the UFO V-bar, sniper rest, axle sight.
Great. The riser is a 25-inch?
Yes.
Gilo GT?
Yes. Yes, it's 25 inch.
Very good. Very good.
That was a 33 for Michele on that first round.
And he was also part of the Olympic team in London, the Italian team that won an Olympic gold medal.
You're talking about Michele? Yeah.
33-29.
He started shooting at 10 years old. He started shooting as a joke. He says, you know, in his bio.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because of his family, obviously, you know, like Rob mentioned, top of the show. So 33 to kick us off. Incredible. Geiss must be, I mean, 29 is a good score indoor for recurve.
Yes. I
But
mean,
to give away 4 at the opening end, I'm sure Geiss is already thinking, well, maybe I'll just go for the 12 ring every end from this point forward.
yeah. We're hoping he's opening some sort of door because.
11.
Wow. An impressive show.
Mm-hmm. By the way, as we continue to watch these archers shoot in end number 2 of 4, you know, we have the ability to keep track of score, right? So if you look at, as you mentioned, and that's with a micro arrow. I mean, that is, let's get it closest to the center.
I don't think you could push that in any better.
Seriously. But there were, in Olympic recurve, there were 1,056 points total with the qualification rounds combined with the elimination round scores. And in that, the most amount of 11 shot was Frangilli, shot 42 of the 4 that made it to the shoot up.
And he is shooting the bigger arrows. He's not shooting the micro diameter like some of the others.
Yeah. I'm sure both these shooters staying in town, staying in the United States for Vegas next week.
9.
The first bobble.
Yeah.
First hiccup we've seen from Michele Frangilli.
Can he capitalize on it? I mean, there's the chance to kind of close the gap a little.
Long hold.
Really long.
11.
But
Wow.
again, there's another one of them ones that you just couldn't. I don't know that you could push it in any better than where it's at.
Seriously, that is incredible.
Yeah. These guys are putting on a pretty good show for the first group out for the recurve.
Correct.
That's Gijs.
Nice.
Gijs, yeah. It's Dutch and terrible for people not from the Netherlands.
I apologize.
No worries. I'm used to it.
Okay, thank you. And Michele, if I could get the pronunciation of your first name.
Michele.
Michele. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Does Gilo give you a big contingency check if you win?
Yes, I give myself. Yes.
Nice shooting to both of you gentlemen. Keep it up.
That's what happens when the family owns the business.
Maybe a little pay raise or Christmas bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
64,
Yeah.
60.
I thought Rob was going to ask him, so do you get this equipment for free or do you have to buy the equipment?
I have a rough boss. He's a little tough on me.
Yeah. So Michele Frangilli. Sorry, Geiss, I guess is how you pronounce it. It's just a little bit different for us, so I'm going to stick with the Geiss. So Frangilli kicks us off.
9.
He wasn't happy with that one. You can see when he let go, he was not.
Ooh, I was like, can he keep it going? I thought he was going to put a third one right in the center again.
Eleven.
Well, now the point getting just a little bigger, it makes it more relaxing. And that's why I'm wondering if later down the road when people learn about the 12, will they start shooting it earlier?
9.
So they can keep the tension on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So instead of just being, I'm just going to shoot and whatever happens, happens to them, now you're actually making it a sport where you can affect your competitor.
Yeah.
You can't roll over there and bump their elbow while they're at full draw. So how can you mentally get after the archer that you're competing with?
Yeah.
10.
And I mean, you know, if he shot a 12 right here, it'd put him 4 points back. Where even with 11, he's going to be 5. And so that's a big differential.
10.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, especially since the 12 is available.
Yeah.
You know, and you know you have such a, if you just shoot 11s here on out, the way Michele's been shooting, it's like,
No nerves at all.
Not too much, but a little bit, yes. Yeah.
Looking very good. The arrows are going exactly where you want them.
Yes. Not exactly, but very close.
Not all 11s, but almost all 11s. Let's give it up for Michele Frangilli from Italy, from Gilo.
final end of competition. You can see the point spread there, 6.
Yeah, and like I said, at this point it kind of makes it tough because even a 12 isn't going to be that big a determinant unless there's a huge hiccup, you know.
But like you're saying, if mentally, like if I was Geiss, I would just go for it now.
Yes.
Just hit the button and go for it, because if you hit it, then at least, even though it doesn't really close the points gap, it could affect the mindset of your competitor.
100% agree. And in that way too, I mean, we talk about other sports and momentum. Like that could swing a little momentum your way to do something. I mean, because it's so new, we just don't know. But Michele makes it hard when he's stuffing him right in the middle.
It's true.
Yeah, it doesn't make you too confident, even if you shoot a 12, if he's stuffing him right in the middle.
Yeah, that is true. But that's the advantage that he has of shooting first, right?
Yeah.
10.
Which so many of these people shoot world archery stuff, and so that's always been, if you want to shoot, you shoot first so you can put the pressure on. But they have rules that change that, because if you're trailing, you shoot first.
Oh, gotcha.
But here it's a little different.
So I think Geiss at this point just kind of knows, just shoot this arrow.
Yeah.
Get a good shot. Leave here, head off to Vegas on a good note.
11.
Oh, what a good round.
If Frangilli can keep this up.
12 call.
Yeah, he's calling the 12, obviously.
Yeah.
Got the light on. The crowd pleaser.
Just right. 7.
Right, 7.
Yep. Good height. So Geiss will get 4th place.
Yeah.
Didn't matter anymore, but you know, should try it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for trying. Michele, nice shooting. You're our champion. For Geiss? Okay. For Geiss, for 4th place, he wins $800. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a little bit toward plane fare. Thank you. Okay, our 2nd place qualifier through the eliminations, Nicholas D'Amour from the U.S. Virgin Islands. He was 8th in qualifications coming up through. He's been shooting for 4 years, and he was 2021 Olympian from Tokyo. Let's congratulate and welcome Nicholas D'Amour. Nicholas, welcome to the Lancaster Archery stage.
Red hot right now is Michele Frangilli. And now onto the stage is an archer. He just got off the practice range, but he's up on the platform.
And only 4 years in. I mean, he did shoot at the game, so he's had some level, but like, when you're talking Michele, who's world champion, Olympic gold medalist, you know, these are 2 different aspects of like the archery world, so it'll be fun to watch.
Maria, let's talk about that line in the middle. So that line in the middle represents the 18-meter mark.
Yeah.
But we see that from this shot that these 2 archers, they stand in different ways. Why is that going to be?
Some people like a more open shot, which they'll have their legs more in one angle, and some guys like more closed, so it brings them in. So that's why their feet will be different, but they try to straddle the line, so it's a consistent in that way.
Yeah, I think when I first started shooting, some of the mindset was to scooch as close to the target as you could, but it really, I think the distance doesn't make that much of a difference.
If you're a step closer or step back, it doesn't even mean a sight mark difference or click.
9.
Oof.
11.
Oh,
it's the
boy.
first time Frangilli's trailed all.
Yeah, that's right. So Diamore comes out of the gate absolutely on fire.
11-10 line.
Hard to see on that one. Almost, to me, it feels like it's going to be a 10.
Yeah, it did look like that from the camera angle.
9.
Oh, the door's back open a little bit for. That's usually a sign of how good you're shooting when you see that and if you're able to capitalize on it or not.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kisser button on the string.
11.
There you go.
Different look from his face on that one.
Yeah, 100%. So that bottom right target, that arrow call is going to be important. Is it going to be all tied up or not?
Yeah, it could
Nice
be
shot.
there. It's tough.
Nice shot. Let's give it up. Both of these guys are shooting awesome. The best in the world, men's recurve, 2 Olympians. Congratulations. Welcome to the Lancaster Archery stage.
Well, I mean, that call came through and they ended up tied after that first hand.
No, it just changed.
Oh, did it?
Sorry, yeah. Just as soon as you looked away to talk to me, they had just changed it. So, all right, so 1 point advantage then for Nicholas Diamore, who was, by the way, in the top 4 in this shoot-up was the shooter who's shot the second highest 11s. I told you that Frangilli shot 42 during the course of the weekend leading up to where we are, and Diamore shot 41. Where Jack Williams, who's coming up as their number 1 qualifier, shot 36. So a pile of 11s for these shooters, which also shows you score-wise the volatility, right? The ability to shoot the 11s, but also the ability to shoot the 9s.
Well, when Brady was getting ready, me and him were talking about it, and he tried a bigger arrow this year than he's ever shot because he said he got more 11s. Because this is a different round for recurves. When they usually shoot World Archery or that avenue, they don't have the inner 11. It's just the big 10 that they have. So it's a totally different mindset and game than they come in with this versus the other one.
Yeah. It's a different mindset for everyone. I mean, you know, you and I have had a conversation off camera about how is it so many people come in here and can shoot so many 11s, which on a Vegas round is an X, but they can't quite shoot as many X's when it doesn't count for score.
Yeah.
Because that mindset is, well, okay, as long as I get it in the 10 ring, I just need, on the compound side, I just need a 900 to get me to, the shoot off. Wait, I can't remember. What do they call it in Vegas? The shoot? This is a shoot up.
Yeah, the shoot off.
Shoot off. Yeah. There's a shoot down. There's a bunch of different ways to call
it. whatever its term is calling it, but yes. So McGilly's back on pace for his 11s that he's been.
Beautiful. Oh, unbelievable.
Very nice shooting. Perfect. Very nice. Very nice. Nicholas, how's it feeling up there, bud?
Pretty good. I mean, just about the same as any other final. Always got a little bit of nerves going, but just try to keep it under control and keep shooting the center. So that's what we're all about.
Well, it's looking good. You did well through the eliminations yesterday. You knocked out Glenn Thomas, who had knocked out Brady. So you shot well through the whole tournament.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty strong about my performance yesterday. Definitely some things that I could have improved on, but I feel overall it was a pretty strong performance. But got to keep working harder for more.
Looking good. Shooting a beautiful red Hoyt bow and an Excel sight. And I see ramrod stabilizers. Great looking setup.
Thank you very much. And also 10 archery clicker here. This is the new adjustable clicker that's out of Switzerland, and I'm loving that. So another thing to mention there.
Thank you for that call out. Let's give these guys a hand. Thank you very much.
I think it's a great attitude that Nicholas has.
Yeah, super good.
Great mindset, good mental coaching.
And that piece of equipment he's talking about, the clicker, is something they use on a recurve that, because like if you talk about a compound, they have a stops, like the bow stops at a certain draw length. For them to be consistent, they have a deal that sets on the arrow, and as it comes through it, it goes click to let them know they're at that draw length to be consistent. And so that's what the piece of equipment he was talking to Rob about.
Michele Frangilli, who leads this, coming off of a solid 33 score end, kicks us off. And Frangilli
looks solid.
Yeah, he is on the gas.
Well, the 4-point lead, I think it is. It's gonna be, again, now if you shot a couple of 12s, you could close that gap a little bit and put pressure. It's gonna, eventually I think that's where it'll get, but I think it's just so new that guys don't.
Yeah, because who wants to be the person to kind of set the benchmark, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do I strategically use that? And I think people will go back and watch this video. How did other people use it? You know, what are some of the commentators? You know, we have a plethora of commentators coming in here, and I think there's been a mixed reaction even from the commentating booth as to how do I use that to my strategy. Plus, you know, I think archery hasn't been the sport where you can really, like the mental games
to manipulate.
Yeah, it's not as big until you add that pressure.
Yeah,
of a 12 ring.
And it was something interesting because we did it with the World Indoor Cup Series, and I feel like I learned a lot there.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was a lot, because Chris was like, the first thing Chris Schaff was like, we ain't shooting it ever. We're not doing it. It's not. We're gonna win by straight score, and we'll be fine. And then Gerard from France just railed it. He just shot it every time. So he forced our hand.
Yeah.
And so it was a different learn. I mean, like say.
The odds that you're shooting are what? Easton?
It's 23? 23, 12, yes. Max 23, yes.
X23, specifically made for recurve shooting. Are they working well for you? They look like they're working fabulous.
Yes. I'm working. I buy another 12 this year because I lost the other 12 from last year.
You had to buy arrows. Oh, well.
Why not?
Okay. Very good. Well, good shooting. Nicholas, things going all right?
Yep, everything's going well, thank you.
Okay.
Everything's going well.
Looking good. Looking good. Let's keep it going, guys.
So what I think Michele Frangilli was saying is that for him, because he shoots a lot of the World Archery rules, that the 23 diameter arrow is the max size.
Yeah.
So if you shoot USA Archery indoor, you're going to shoot World Archery indoor. That's the max size. Where in this tournament, you could actually shoot as big as a 27.
Yeah, it's a different rule set. But he's, just like I talked to Mike earlier in the week, he was like, I only shoot 27s for 2 tournaments. This one in Vegas.
Mike
Otherwise,
Schusser?
Yeah. He's like, I don't ever see him. So a lot of the guys coming from overseas are like, I'm going to shoot 23s because that's the max I can shoot anywhere.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because, you know, trying to tune something for 2 tournaments is a little bit weird. Where us in the States, you know, I don't know many people that have shot a 27 out of a recurve.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible, but, you know, the bows, when they're manufactured or they're designed by the engineers, I don't think they have, you know, a 600 grain 27 aluminum arrow with a 250 grain point, you know what I mean, to make it 600 grains or whatever. I don't think they really have that in mind.
No, and even Brady was talking about how far he had to extend his clicker out so that he could shoot them 27s.
Oh, yeah, because you had to get them spine stiff enough. Yeah.
What we mean by spine is like the length of the arrow. Like when you take a stick and break it down, it gets stiffer. And those arrows are stiff because they're so big anyway. So to leave them as long as you can so they'd flex coming out of the bow to be more forgiving.
Yeah, which is something really important. If you've ever seen high-speed slow motion of a recurve being shot and the way the arrow actually needs to bend around the riser on release and how it looks going down range. So do yourself a favor, if you haven't seen that, just get on YouTube and just kind of, you know, and search for it. Yeah, search for slow-mo of archery arrow.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible to watch how it is in super slow-mo. deep into this round, and Frangilli has given up a couple of points in terms of the idea of a couple points. Diamore has not been able to capitalize. Here's an opportunity to get 2 back.
He does. He knows, yeah.
But now you're in a situation where, depending on what Frangilli shoots here, you got to climb on the 12 button.
Yeah.
You got to click that button and call that 12.
10.
Okay, I'm gonna go for 12.
Yeah, he's done it. There we go.
Michele's helping. He hit the button, man. He hit the button.
All right, so if Diamore hits this,
we're tied.
I got just above it. But good, because you don't lose it, but that's the chance you had to take, and that's where the 12 played itself.
When it opens.
Yeah.
Nice shooting. Nice shooting. Michele, congratulations. Okay. Nicholas takes home $2,000 for 3rd place, $500 from Hoyt, and $200 from Easton. Congratulations, Nicholas. Nice shooting. Our number 1 qualifier, Jack Williams from Chula Vista, California. He's been shooting for 8 years. He's a resident athlete out at the USA Archery Olympic Training Center. He's 2019 Classic champion and 2021 Olympian in Tokyo. Let's give it up for Jack Williams. Jack, welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic stage.
Glad to be back. Glad to be back.
Glad to have you.
I'll take that.
And Jack Williams, I think, makes the right move.
Playing the gamemanship, moving him from one to the other, just like prior they moved him from one to the other, so make him do a little hop.
You know, it's really funny because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, I wonder what score Michele Frangilli shot. So on the spot he's on now, he dropped a 126. Yeah, 126. And then he just shot a 121. I'm thinking if Jack had known that, I probably would have kept Frangilli on his spot.
Yeah.
Because now you've just literally popped him into the good spot.
At least where he knows he shot better.
$11-10 line.
And Jack's won this before.
Yeah, he knows. He knows the game. Of course, new to Jack and everyone else coming here is that 12 ring available, which means you got to step on that button and call it.
Yeah.
So right now, I would imagine both these archers just going to shoot their shot for the first 3.
Yeah.
11.
Frangilli's having an unbelievable run today.
Yep, coming from the first match all the way to the final match. That's always a good accomplishment.
11.
And Jack's coming off a good year last year. He won the World Cup Finals, which was a huge kind of thing for him to get that off.
Nine.
A little bit of an opening here.
Yeah. I think the first arrow might have caught the line. We'll see. So it's either going to be 32 or 33 for Jack to open up. And either way, strong as an ox.
Definitely going to be a judge call.
Here at the Lancaster Archery Classic, we have the best of the best in the world that come to this event. And as an example of that, 3 out of the 4 women's recurve shooters were Olympians, and 4 out of the 4 men, all 4 of the men were Olympians. Let's give these guys a big hand. Jack Williams, Olympian. Cal Frangilli, Olympian. Well done.
That's a tough one to call, too, because of the way the paper tore, so you don't have a line. So when you're calling an arrow like that, you have to kind of reimagine where the line would be. So sometimes you get an advantage that way, and sometimes you don't.
That was that first arrow. That was very close. Because I think Jack is, we don't know yet, but he's either shooting 23s or he's going to be shooting the 25s, right? Because
I'm not sure what size those are. Those are the Easton arrows they build specifically for a recurve. They have a taper.
Is that the X7?
I think it's a 23 size.
Okay.
But it has a different spine at parts of it, so that it works better for coming off their fingers. And they built that last year, and it's a really cool arrow out of an aluminum shaft to be able to do that technology.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
10.
Or the arrow that Michele Frangilli shoots is the same arrow you and I shoot.
11.
He's shooting it well.
Yeah. And Jack didn't get that first one. It was a 10. So we're still tied up.
9.
You can see that clicker that Rio was talking about just above his left pointer finger.
That little orange thing.
Watch it click when he gets back to it. Click and release. Click and release.
And you see this a lot of times when one guy misses first, the pressure gets added, and the other guy, it's almost like, you take it, you take it. It's a funny back and forth, and as much as it frustrates the archers, because you're like, I know I can put it in the middle, and you just struggle. It's a thing. So let's see if Michele can capitalize on this one.
That was unusual for Jack.
Yeah.
Pushing that one left 8.
9.
All right, so not a whole lot of damage done.
Very close match. Very close match. Back and forth, back and forth.
So a 1 point affair.
Yeah. At the halfway point, that's not a lot.
Yeah, it feels good. Glad to be back. 4th 10 in a row, so always good to put on the show.
Okay, very good. Kelly, you're doing well.
Yes. I'm surprised to be in the final. It's okay. I continue to shoot.
No surprise to us.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well done, gentlemen. Let's give these guys a hand. They're putting on a heck of a show.
All right, heading into the third.
They're definitely putting on a show. Jack Williams finds himself 1 point down. I don't think Jack will be rattled at all.
No, and having shot that 8, I don't think he knows that he got away with one by only being 1 down with that.
Yeah, true. And of course, Jack knows the game too. He's always got that 12 to call if he needs to dig deep. And sometimes, Rio, as a shooter, you have a bad end. And then you go up there and you reset your footing and you reset your mindset, and then you can come out with a 33, especially the caliber of Williams.
Yeah, and you just shake it off.
Yeah, of course, Frangilli's not making it easy.
No. I'm making you look at it because he's shooting first, isn't it?
10.
Good shot. If you're just joining us, this is the 2022 Lancaster Archery Classic. Here we're in Manheim, Pennsylvania at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex, and we're shooting for the #1 spot in Olympic recurve. And these archers are standing 18 meters, or about 20 yards downrange from their 40-centimeter target face. The small circle in the middle, the X ring, as a lot of you know it, in this tournament counts as 11 points. And we have a wild card, a 1.5-centimeter 12 ring that the archers can call once per end if they choose. And it's a risk-reward type situation that we have seen claw shooters back into a tie breaker, and it is quite exciting. We're past the halfway mark of this one, and this will decide the champion. I'm Greg White, sitting alongside Rio Wild, as we're bringing you all of this action on a nice chilly winter day in Pennsylvania. As Jack Williams, who we're looking at right now, the American, the Olympian, was our #1 qualifier.
A little long hold there.
Jack
again opens the door. He's not happy.
No.
Well, nice shooting.
Good.
Very nice end. Excellent, excellent. That Gilo bow must really be working for you.
Yes, I design and I make and work very good for me, and I hope for all people.
Somebody just said, I want one. It's doing very well for you, Michele. Congratulations so far. Jack?
Yeah.
Got a little work to do.
Got work to do, but come back from worse. See what happens.
Okay.
All right, so Jack Williams saying that he's definitely come back from worse. And keep in mind, Rio, we have, I think, one end left in this one to decide the champion. And Jack definitely, he has the 12. So it really depends. All right, so you're in this situation now. If you're Jack, do you hit the button, try to get the 12 and put the pressure on? Or do you wait to see how this match plays out and then use your last arrow to determine what's going to happen?
To me, right out of the gate, it goes on.
Yeah, I agree.
And the reason is,
you're aggressive, yeah.
The reason is, and it's not just to be aggressive, but it's to like, he's got 4 points right now. He can shoot 3 10s and it's over. But if you shoot that 12, you now have changed the dynamics of your thinking and have added pressure back onto Frangilli, and it's like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying, I'm throwing the gauntlet down, now you got a match or do.
And having been in this booth now for the entire tournament, I think that one of the factors of moving someone off the spot, I almost would want Frangilli on the other spot. So when I turn on my light, he would see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so now if Jack turns on his light, Frangilli doesn't have to look at it. I mean, he's going to hear it, I'm sure, from the crowd. But
yeah. See, especially now would be awesome. You have pull up, hit it. He has a 9 down there. He's a little. Yeah. See, I think it's gonna come. It'll learn, but.
11.
Ooh, yeah, good shot. Yeah, good shot. And maybe that's what Jack thought. I just need an 11 to get me back into my rhythm.
Yeah, and it's only a 2-point now. So if Frangilli shoots 11-11 and Jack shoots an 11, the 12 can tie it back up.
9.
Ooh, see, even 11 now could tie it up.
That's right.
So maybe the 12 wouldn't have been the thing.
We don't know. It's so good to speculate, though, with this 12 ring in play.
10.
It's so interesting because it changes the whole game. It really does. It changes the way it's gone from just doing it to.
If Frangilli, it's 1 point. If Frangilli shoots an 11, Jack has to go for the 12.
Yeah.
9.
Oh, now you just shoot an 11 to win.
Yeah. And Jack just had to turn around. He just looked, and he knows he doesn't have to hit it.
Yeah.
An 11 for the win.
10.
Tied up.
Yep.
We'll wait for the official scores, and we'll tell you what the tiebreakers are going to be like, but it looks like we are going to be all tied.
Unofficially, looks like we may have a tie score.
And if it's a tie score, I mean, Jack predicted it, right? You know, as Rob was
he-
talking to
he-
him, he was like, hey, I've had bigger deficits, no big deal.
He played it well. Let's put it that way.
Yep. So a replay of what you're seeing from Jack. That is such a great shot on how the release works. It's a unique angle that we don't normally get to see about how you're supposed to get. I mean, one of the things you don't want to do is pluck the string, right, Rio?
Yeah.
I mean, it's about how do you get your fingers off smoothly
Yeah.
and not affect the left, right of the arrow.
Yep, true.
All right, so it is a tie score. So let's go into the rules of how to break this tie. So it's very simple. The 12s are in play for the archers if they want them. However, we're going to go first arrow is going to be on score, okay? So the highest score wins, meaning if one shoots an 11 and the other one shoots a 10, the high score wins. If they tie on score, doesn't even matter if it's a 6, we're going to go to a second scoring arrow.
Yeah.
And then the third arrow, if they tie again, is going to go closest to the center.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen closest to the center just yet in this tournament with the few ties that we have had.
Yeah.
But the archer must call that 12 ring if you really want to get aggressive and say, I'm going hero or zero right now, call the 12. But I don't think anybody's going to do that.
Well, me and Krishoff talked about this. When you get to a closest to center, it can be just a luck of where your shot broke. You both could shoot 11s, really good 11s, and one broke better than the other, and now all of a sudden it's kind of a thing for you. So to me, it's not really a bad idea if you have the opportunity to pull up and shoot the 12 to win it, because all you have to do is touch it.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the most perfect shot, but if you can make a good enough shot to hit it, then you win it on a good shot rather than lose on a good shot with the closest to center. So it's we've got this whole mindset that's just changing, and it's a learn.
Michele Frangilli will set the tone. So 10 is it. So if Jack Williams shoots an 11 here, he wins. A 10 to tie. A 9, he loses. Oh, and it looks like he got it.
I think he got the 11. I think it's over. We got to wait for the judge to make sure and confirm it.
It's a close call. It's definitely a close call. And with shadows, it's difficult to see. Oh, that wasn't a long look. He didn't look at it very long.
It was pretty quick. And, well, and if you look from the top, it's inside out. So
yeah, Jack Williams with a big 11 when he needed it on the last arrow to take victory. And another Olympic recurve win at the Lancaster Archery Classic.
And Easton will add another 400. So it's a very nice payout. For first place, Jack Williams takes home $8,000 from Lancaster Archery, $2,000 from Hoyt, $600 from Easton, and $75 from True Ball Excel. Congratulations, gentlemen. Well done. Well done. Well done.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That is the way that you want to end a match like this. And heart breaks for Michele Frangilli because he put on an awesome show on a bow that he designs, on a bow that he makes and pays himself and all this kind of stuff. I just think it's awesome, and it's a heartbreaker for him. But Jack Williams, he called it before the fourth end. He said, look, I've overcome larger deficits, and he was able to pull it off. Well, Jack, that was a heck of a final. You called it. I just told everybody out there. You said it right before we went into the fourth end. You've had bigger deficits, and you pulled it out, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, after the World Cup final, coming out from 0-4 shoot off, felt very natural to me. So, you know, I knew I needed probably a really good shot. Frangilli gave me a door, and I took it.
Let's talk about the 12 ring. Was there a strategy that you had talked about or thought about before coming into this match, and it was getting pretty close where we thought you might have to use it?
It came down to a point where I was ready to shoot it because during the indoor world final, kind of where I think this idea came from, I was very comfortable with shooting it. But in a cumulative system like this, it doesn't run a huge advantage, where if I was down and I could only tie, then I would have taken it. But I'll always take an 11 first and then let the other person mess up.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier maybe of doing it earlier to put a little pressure on, but you played the game right, so I mean.
Yeah, if it was set system, I definitely would have done that just like in the World Cup final.
That makes a lot of sense.
But,
Yep.
You know, first arrow you go out, you know, be bold, call it 12, and then you miss.
Yeah.
Well, now the other person basically just relaxes and hits the middle.
Now, Jack, we got a different game coming up next week. Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in essence the same target face, the same distance, obviously, but a totally different game. What's the plan there?
I mean, with the scoring there, it's completely different. So my setup right now is definitely specialized to hold X's, and you know, as you saw, when under a little pressure, maybe 8s and 9s, which is great here because you can take back. You know, you shoot a 31 with a 9. Vegas, still 29. So maybe change up a little bit there, find a little bit more forgivingness to hold the bigger ring, and see what happens next week.
All right, man. Well, listen, congratulations on another Lancaster Archery Classic Championship. Well-deserved, and great job in the shoot-up.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
All right, that'll do it for Olympic Recurve. My special thanks to Rio Wild for joining me in the booth for these last couple of matches. It was awesome. Thanks, Rio, for the insight. Certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we got a couple more things coming at you. Youth Male Open coming up. 11 to 17-year-old. You want to check out the future of archery in the United States. Don't go anywhere. Our coverage continues from the Spooky Nook Sports Complex.